Am I quitting the KwikPen? Well, yes, but only for 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be using the leftover vials that I have in my fridge from my prior prescription because I'm getting ready to go on a cruise to Rome. Now, the KwikPens have 4 doses in them, and if I took 1 dose now, then I would need to take the pen with 3 doses in it while I travel. And while that is perfectly safe, because I can't guarantee the temperature that I will be in, I don't want to risk damaging the medication for the 2 additional doses or even all 3 doses that are in the pen. Because once I take my shot on the ship, then I would have 2 doses left over that I would need to protect and bring back with me. And that's just not something that I want to do. So I have some vials that I didn't use before I got my KwikPen subscription. So I'm going to show you how to do a shot with a regular vial. Now, I haven't done this before. Now, these are single-use vials. They do not have that bacteria something or other water. I'll put the word up on the screen, but it's kind of like prevents bacteria and allows a person to use a vial more than once. Now, my vials only allow 1 shot and then the vial is done. So there are no preservatives in it, nothing that will keep the medication safe to use it a second time. Now, I am going to point out that my box of Zepbound, you're going to notice that I have the 15 milligram dose, but I am only on 12.5. So I'm going to have to not draw all the medication. And the only reason I have these is because my doctor wanted me to make sure that I could go up a dose if I needed to without having to contact her to get a new prescription. So I don't recommend this for other people to do, but this is just what myself and my doctor came to an agreement on. Now, I am not a medical professional and this is not medical advice, so just make sure that you're contacting your doctor. Now, I will say on the KwikPens that they do have a little bit different storage instructions. Let me just kind of read you the side of the box. The temperature, though, for both the KwikPen and the individual vial for storage is the same, between 2 degrees and 8 degrees Celsius, or 36 degrees Fahrenheit and 46 degrees Fahrenheit. You should leave it in the carton to protect it from light. And then it can be stored at room temperature up to 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 21 days. Now, the KwikPen is up to 30 days after the first use. Now, the instructions for the KwikPen do say that you can leave the pen unrefrigerated even if it is used. For dosing instructions on this, it does say that each 50 milliliters or 0.5 milliliters is 15 milligrams of tirzepatide. Now, I will not be taking the full 50 cc's, milliliters, as they say, because I'm not taking the full 15 milligrams. So this needle that I have goes from 0 to 1. So if I were putting in 15 milligrams, it would go right here to the center mark. I'm going to calculate really quickly how many units I should be putting in this syringe. Now, this needle that I have is an Easy Touch 31 gauge, 1 milliliter or cc, 5/16, which I actually don't like. I prefer the 1/4 inch. This is a little bit thicker. It is thicker than the KwikPen, and this one sometimes does sting a smidge. And when I say it stings a smidge, I mean a smidge. Like, you do barely feel it, but it definitely is much easier to feel this than the KwikPen. I'm not sure why they gave me 5/16. When I originally started getting the medication, I did have the 1/4. So in the box, you will also get an information pamphlet. This has all the chemical information as well as information on the studies, the side effects, and it also has instructions on how to do the injection if you're using the single-use vials. When you purchase the box of 4 single-use vials, it also does come with a really nice flyer from the pharmacy that was provided to them by Lily that shows you how to do the dosage or do the injection with using the individual needle like this instead of the KwikPen. So for me, it looks like I need to do 42 units of this needle. So not quite the full 50. That would give me 15 milligrams, which I don't want to do because I am not on that dosage. So basically the first thing you do is you take the little protector off the end of the plunger of the syringe, and then you're supposed to put air into it, and then you'll put this needle tip in the top of the vial, and you'll put the air, push the air into the vial, and then you'll draw your dose out. Let me get some alcohol wipes, because the first thing I'm going to do is pop off this little orange tab. Now each different dosage has a different color. So this one's orange, and I believe 10 milligrams is green, or maybe 7.5. They're all different colors. So you just be aware, this is a quick visual, is the little number on the front will have a different color behind it, and then the lid that comes with it. But the needle color is almost always this orange. So just pop this little lid off the top, just get your thumb under it, and poof, there it goes. And then you want to clean the seal on the top with a sterile alcohol pad. You just kind of want to wipe all around, get that as clean as possible. Now, the first thing I actually did before I sat down to film this was I washed my hands. And then I always just use the alcohol prep pad on my fingers as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is grab my needle and carefully take off the needle protector. And then we're going to gently insert this. This is kind of hard for me to see just because of the angle I'm doing it, but you see in there is kind of like a center inside the ring. That's where you want to get the needle into. And I have a cat who's wanting to get in the picture here, so this is making it even more difficult. So yeah, so you just puncture that, and then now see, this is the issue that I have with the vials, is if you're not really paying attention, look how crooked that is. So I'm going to take that back out. And sorry, I have to do this where you can't see. There we go. So I get it straight in. And then when you're going to put air in it, don't do it with the medication, or you'll put air bubbles like right in the medication and make it all frothy. So just push that down, get the air in the vial. I'm not sure why they ask you to do that, but then I'm going to turn this so you can see, and I'm going to draw up 42, hold on, I'm going to draw up 42 units is what it said. Okay, so right there. Well, it's about 45, but there we go. And you'll notice there is extra liquid in this. What you choose to do with that is your choice. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not advising you to do anything with it. So the next step is to clean my skin. We're at my injection site, put the needle in, and give myself the injection. So give me a moment to get that set up. So just be very careful with this, that you're not touching that needle that's sterile to anything else while you're doing anything else. So I usually clean my skin and get all set up before I draw this down. Now, because I'm doing a needle shot that is not as easy as the KwikPen, I'm really going to have to pay attention to what I'm doing. And yes, my belly button is down there, only a couple inches below my little upper belly fat here. Now, they do say on the Lily packaging to try and get within 3 inches of your belly button, and my belly button is right there. So it's like right on my waistband, so it's not very far. And you can see the little bruise I gave myself last week because I hit a blood vessel, which I don't do very often. It did bleed, but it wasn't painful. Okay, so I've got my spot marked out. I've got my needle. Let me kind of turn so you can see this. And then I'm just going to poke right in. Oop, that was right on a stretch mark, and that hurt. So I'm going to push right in, and that does take a little bit more force because this is a bigger needle. And then you just kind of slowly, just gently put the medication in, and notice I'm not putting any force on my skin. I'm just holding the needle and pushing the plunger. I'm not like pushing the plunger in or pushing the needle into my skin. Okay, so just hold it there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it out, and you notice there's no blood or anything. I had to cut it out of the last video because I had a good blood droplet. But yeah, see, look, nothing. Can't even tell. And then I always go back in with another um, alcohol wipe, and just gently. It says don't rub your skin, so I'm just letting this glide right over my skin. Okay, so look at that. I guess it takes Amy using the vial to not have a disaster. Okay, well, maybe I had a little bit disaster with getting the needle crooked. And so actually, the first time I ever gave my shot, I bent my needle. And then when I went to put it in my skin, it took a hot minute to get it in. And I didn't realize I bent it. And I squirted most of my shot all down the front of my stomach. I was so upset about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just paid all this money for this medication and I desperately want to lose weight. And what do? I like spill my medication like all over myself. So honestly, I only got like the half dose of the 2.5 milligrams the first time I took the shot. But I think the vials are relatively easy. Now, for myself, I am discarding the rest of this medication because, again, single-use vial doesn't have antibacterial, any preservatives, anything in it, and it is rated only for single use. So it is going bye-bye. And I know a lot of people are going to be mad about that because how dare you like waste that medication? That's a lot of money, and I get it. I'm super excited about my trip and I can't wait to share all of the details with you. And I think also I'm going to make a video while I'm on board to show you what it's like taking your medication while you're on a cruise. Now, I am not skipping my dosage. Now, I know some people do that when they're going on vacation because they want to be able to eat. Well, I eat normally. Like, I do have a little bit of food aversion, and my shot does keep my appetite in check. So it really does prevent me from overeating, but it doesn't dampen my vacation experience at all. And this is absolutely a personal choice that you need to make in conjunction with your healthcare provider. So if you are going to skip your dosage right before your cruise, or you're going to delay and not take your dosage that you should be taking on your vacation, that's a personal choice between you and your doctor. I know that there are some people that still get decent side effects and they don't want that to ruin their vacation. So you just need to weigh the pros and cons of skipping a dose. Now, I'm not going to skip a dose. I've never skipped a dose while I'm on vacation. Have I delayed it a day or two till I got back? Yes. I'm not delaying it this time because I normally take my dosage on Saturday and I won't be home until Wednesday night. So I don't want to go 3 days without doing it because then the information pamphlet said you should just skip your dose. I don't want to skip my dosage because I still have just under 120 pounds to lose, and I don't want this to go on any longer than it has to. Thank you for stopping in today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a live stream at 6 p.m. on this coming Thursday. I usually go live every Thursday at 6 p.m., but I will be on a ship and it's going to be dependent on the Wi-Fi. So just be on the lookout for that. And if you are one of my members, then be on the lookout for a video that I'm going to do about the dresses that I'm bringing. And I did do a fashion show of some of the dresses that I might be taking on my cruise in my last live video for week 70, shot 63 of Zepbound. So you can have a look at that if you want to see them. But members, I'm going to need some help to decide on what dresses I'm bringing or not because I have very limited space. I'm going to be traveling for 11 nights in Europe with just a carry-on. So this will be exciting for somebody who likes to bring 2 dresses per day. We'll see how I get to narrow that down to be light enough for me to carry around Italy. So thank you again for stopping in, and I hope to see you again very soon. Oh, if you have any comments, make sure you leave them below. I answer all of my comments as soon as I can. So if you have questions about the difference between the KwikPen and the single-use vial, then just drop me a line. Also, if you want to let YouTube know that you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you want to continue to see my videos in your recommended feed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free, costs you nothing, and just lets YouTube know that you want to see me again in the future. And if you want to be notified every time I release a new video or go live on my channel, make sure you hit that bell button and turn all your notifications on. And YouTube will send you a little notification and it'll say Amy Loses It is live or Amy Loses It has released a video and come watch it. So thank you so much again. And I wish you nothing but luck on your GLP-1 weight loss journey, no matter how you're doing it. And have a fabulous day.
1 scale and a suitcase to pack. Zepbound in hand, there's no looking back. Cruising through this journey, non-scale victories divine. But can Amy lose the weight without losing her mind?